When I hear the term turning red, I think of things like failing businesses and getting absolutely angry. But in this case, Pixar turned the term turning red into one of their best movies they've had in recent years. The story centers around 13-year-old Maylin Lee. She's a studious 8th grader who spends so much of her time devoted to her mother that she doesn't really take any time for herself or her friends. Her entire life is turned upside down when, after having a scary dream, the following morning she suddenly finds herself being a giant red panda.
Gross red monster!
Pixar has always been known for zany stories, like toys coming to life when no one's around and talking cars, but this story really is just quite something else. Turning into a giant red panda with emotion to flow up is definitely one of the most imaginative storylines Pixar's had in years. Something I really found surprising about this movie was the fact that they didn't really shy away from how 13-year-olds really act, from the obsession with boys to the whole going through the next stage of their life and periods. The fact that the Pixar really developed all of this was very interesting to see.
Is it that? Did the red peony bloom?
No! Maybe?
A notable highlight of this film has to be Maylin's friends, Miriam, Abby, and Priya. Each one boasts their own unique personality that brings a lot of humor and laughs to the movie. Although out of the three of them, I definitely feel as though Miriam got a bit more focused more so than Abby and Priya. They seem too much like an afterthought. Speaking of afterthought, something similar could be said about Maylin's father, Gene. He didn't really get a whole lot of scenes in the movie. Right at the beginning, it was readily apparent that this would be a movie focusing mostly on May's relationship with her mother, and boy, that didn't disappoint. While it's understandable Ming only had the best intentions for her daughter, it was obvious that throughout most of the movie, she was pretty much a helicopter parent and really drove a wedge between her and Mei Ling. Unlike most Pixar movies, Turning Red didn't have a clear-cut villain, but it was obvious that Ming was pretty much the main antagonist of the story. I do like the fact that part of the reason why Ming was the way she was due to her relationship with her mother, but if the same case wasn't said for the aunts, I don't see why they were in the film. They pretty much didn't do anything. They were just there for support and help for the final battle. But that was really it. If you couldn't use them properly, I didn't see a reason for their inclusion. Another relationship I had a problem with was definitely with Tyler. I thought it was ridiculous. They suddenly forgive him just because they had the same interest in Four Town? He didn't even apologize! All that being said, while the plot wasn't perfect, the same can't be said for the animations, which were all wonderful. Turning Red boasts a number of standard animations which really show how detailed and how far Pixar's gotten in terms of facial animations lately, and some of them are just quite hilarious. In summary, while I do think this is one of Pixar's better films in recent times, due to the fact of some forgettable plot points, too many nuanced characters, and some rather cringe-worthy scenes, I don't think this movie will fall into one of Pixar's greatest home runs of all time, but this is still a fun movie for anyone from a young child to an adult to watch and have a good time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, try to give a like or leave a comment. If you didn't like what you saw, try to leave me some feedback to see in ways I can improve. Thank you. Have a nice day.